Alright guys, so today we're going to be changing the lens on a Hero 4 Silver Edition. My lens has a scratch on it and I wasn't able to buff it out with a microfiber cloth and alcohol. I also tried toothpaste, and the footage looks like this. Whenever you look towards the light source you can see the scratch pretty clearly. So I bought a new lens off Amazon, already in the case, already focused, so that's probably the easiest way to go because I've heard a lot of people having trouble focusing these. The tools you're going to need, this is the most important one that you might not have: a tiny Phillips head screwdriver for glasses. Alright, so actually I take that back. This particular screwdriver, the one for glasses, is not going to be small enough. So if you have this one, you might need to go get another one. I just went to Home Depot and got this thing. It has a interchangeable flathead to Phillips head, and it seems to be small enough to unscrew the screws. And a flathead screwdriver to pry off the cover. Alright, so let's get started here. First we're going to take the battery out and the SD card out. Alright, now you should be good to start dismantling this thing. Go ahead and start prying off the cover. I have to use my, actually I'm just going to use my fingers for this. That flathead is too wide. There's a adhesive. Oh, see, I just broke my GoPro right there. Not too big of a deal, but that is a bummer. So yeah, this part's really fragile. Take care when you're opening the cover up on this. There's adhesive under this thing, so you need to take these little tabs out here, and if you have a small flathead screwdriver, that's probably the best way to do it, so that you don't do what I just did. Alright, so now we got this cover off, and yeah, that's not going to be too big of a deal. It's just a small crack. And then this button comes off. We'll just put that back on when we're done. And now we're left with this. We have 4 screws on the corners. Alright, so since my screwdriver that I had at first didn't work, we're going to try this again. Unscrew these 4 screws. Alright, so this screw at the bottom left was giving me a lot of trouble. I was trying 2 different screwdrivers and flatheads and everything, and then finally I just tried this gigantic screwdriver on the other end of this HDX screwdriver, and it's worked. So I guess you don't need a really tiny screwdriver, it just has to be the right shape. So alright, so we got this finally. Jeez, that was annoying. Okay, so we got these 4 screws. That one's shorter because the battery is under it. Alright, so now we're going to try to dismantle this thing. This is where it starts getting scary. It comes apart pretty easily, it feels like. Okay. Probably some adhesive holding it together. Just wiggling it just very gently. It's coming, but the bottom is still a little stuck. Alright, we're making progress here. There we go. Alright, no turning back now. Okay. So hopefully we haven't broken anything yet. Got it open. this side is connected, so you can't really just take the whole thing out. Okay, so now that we have it open, we're going to take out these 5 screws right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so for this ribbon here, it's coated with black tape, and you take that off and then you can remove the ribbon itself. Okay, sorry that was out of view there. Finally got it. There we go. Okay. So now it looks like this. There's a black tab here. It has 2 positions down like that, and you just flip it up, and then you can remove the ribbon. Okay, yeah, it's not as fragile as I thought it was. It's just, you can kind of tug it out. Okay. Alright, so now we should be able to take it apart. Alright, so the lens part is going to come up. You just hold here and here. Yeah, this is really feels like it's going to break. Oh, success. Come out of here. These ribbons are keeping it kind of... There we go. Okay. Whew. Alright, so now we're just left with taking out 3 more screws. 1, 2, 3. And we can replace the lens. Alright, that should be it. Wiggle this guy out of here. Yeah, you can see the... Let me wipe it off. Some of the reason it's so gunky is because I put toothpaste on it trying to fix the scratch. But yeah, you see those 2 dots right there. That's the scratch. And it just ruins your footage. And then so we've got the replacement here. Looks much better than the one I've got. We're going to slide it in here and try to repair it, put this thing back together here. Alright, that only took about 20 minutes. Now we gotta try to figure out how to get this back in here. That was too good to be true. There's no way that's on there. I don't know, maybe. Maybe. It's in there. Okay. Well, it slid right in easy. So we got to put the ribbon back in. Yeah, I think it's in there. Okay. Put the ribbon back in. It's hard to tell how far you have to push it in before you got it. And if it's not all the way in there, I'm gonna be so mad when I try to turn it on and it's like error. Alright, I'm gonna look at the footage from before and see if I got it stuck in there enough. Okay, so I think that's about far enough in there. Based on what I saw from before, how it was. So we'll remember to flip this tab down. And then put these screws back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, got the screws back in, the ribbon is back in. We're going to try to get this thing in the case. Okay. Oh, I like when it snaps into place. That makes me feel good about it. Alright, first we got to put in these 4 screws. Short one goes here, long ones go on these 3 places. Alright, and this button, just you can put it in however you want, but it lines up in these little slots back here. And if you have the power button facing upward, it'll look more legitimate. So you pop it in there. Throw the back on it. Start snapping these tabs in. And now we see if I broke it. Alright, we're going to put the SD card back in. And the battery. Moment of truth. Oh, that's a good sign. That's not a good sign. Okay, so I broke the LCD screen. Alright, so I spent about an hour and a half and I've been messing with this thing, trying to figure out why the back LCD screen wasn't turning on. Eventually, I ended up taking it all the way back apart to where it was fully back to where you could have the lens off of the computer chip in the back. And you can still see, like, basically if you could just remove this right now without taking the screws out of the back, there's 3 ribbons. 1, 2, 3 right there. This bottom one's really fat. And they were pulled out of the sockets that they were supposed to be in. Here's a picture of what that looks like once you take that all off. And so at some point when I was taking the lens out during the final step, I must have pulled it too hard and those ribbons came out. So I just had to put those ribbons back in, put the locking mechanisms back down, and screw it all back together. And then yeah, so I've been I didn't want to put the faceplate on every time I was testing it, so I just hold this button on it and it would turn on, and lo and behold, I have my LCD screen working again, and it records, and as far as I know, yep, the touch screen still works. So basically success there on that, and the lens is good as new. Everything is super clear. I'm really excited about it. Yeah, let's see, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Yeah, so everything looks pretty good here. Here's some video footage of what it looks like with the new lens. And other than that, that's pretty much the whole story. So let me put this all the way back together so you can see it. Alright, so that is a done deal. Learn from my mistakes. When you're taking the front plate off, be very careful with these fragile skinny parts right here. And when you're taking the lens out from the computer chip on the last step, make sure you watch those ribbons on this side so that you don't pull them out of their place, or else you're going to have your screen cut off like mine and not know what's going on. Well, now you'll know what's going on because you just got to put them back in there.